Article 17. Principals. The following are considered principals. 1. Those who take a direct part in execution of the act. 2. Those who directly force or induce other to commit it. 3. Those who cooperate in commission of offense by another act without which could have been accomplished. Principals by direct participation. Requisite for two or more to be principals by direct participation. Number 1. Participated in a criminal resolution, conspiracy. 2. Carried out their plan and personal took part in execution by act which directly tended to the same end. Conspiracy is unity of purpose and intention. Establish of conspiracy. 1. Proven by overact. 2. Not mere knowledge or approval. 3. It is not necessary that there be formal agreement. 4. Must prove beyond reasonable doubt. 5. Conspiracy is implied when the accused had a common purpose and were united in execution. 6. Unity of purpose and intention in the commission of the crime may be shown in the following cases. 1. Spontaneous agreement that the moment of commission of crime. 2. Active cooperation by all the offenders in the perpetration of the crime. 3. Contributing by positive act to the realization of a common criminal intent. 4. Present during the commission of the crime by hand and lending moral support thereto. 5. While conspiracy may be implied from the circumstance attending the commission of the crime, it is nevertheless a rule that conspiracy must be established by positive and conclusive evidence. Conspirator not liable for the crime of the other which is not the object of the conspiracy or is not a logical and necessary consequence thereof. Multiple rape. Each rapist is liable for another crime because each cooperated in the commission of the rapes perpetrated by the others. Exception. In the crime of murder with treachery, all the offenders must at least know that there will be treachery in executing the crime or cooperate therein. Example, Juan and Pedro conspired to kill Thomas without the previous plan of treachery. In the crime scene, Juan used treachery in the presence of Pedro, and Pedro knows such, but are liable for murder. But if Pedro stayed by the gate while Juan alone killed Thomas with treachery so that Pedro didn't know how it was carried out, Juan is liable for murder while Pedro for homicide. No such thing as conspiracy to commit an offense throughout negligence. However, special laws may make one co-principal. Example, under the Poor Food and Drug Act, a store owner is liable for the act of his employees of selling adulterated coffee, although he didn't know that coffee is being sold. Conspiracy is negated by the acquittal of co-defendant that culprits carried out the plan and personally took part in execution by act which directly tended to the same end. The principal by direct participation must be at the scene of the crime, personally taking part although he was not present in the scene of the crime. He is equally liable as a principal by direct participation. Number 2, one serving as guard person to the conspiracy is a principal direct participation. If the second element is missing, those who did not participate in the commission of the act of execution cannot be held criminally liable unless the crime agreed to be committed through treason, sedition, or rebellion. Principal by induction. Those who directly force or induce others to commit it. Principal by induction liable only when principal by direct participation committed the act. Induce. Requisite. 1. Inducement of made directly with the intention of procuring the commission of the crime. 2. Such inducement to be the determining cause of the commission of the crime by the material executor. Forms of inducement. 1. By price, reward, or promise. 2. By irresistible force or uncontrollable fear. 3. Commander has the intention of procuring the commission of the crime. 4. Commander has ascendancy in influence. 5. Word use be direct, so fictitious, so powerful. 6. Command be uttered prior to the commission. 7. Executor had no principal reason. 4. Imprudent advice does not constitute sufficient inducement. 5. Requisite of words of command to be considered inducement. 6. Word uttered in the heat of anger and in the nature of the command that had to be obeyed do not make one an inductor, induce others, purposes to commit a felony. Same. Liable only when the crime is executed, punishable at once when purposes to commit rebellion or treason, the person to whom one purpose should not commit the crime, otherwise the latter becomes an inductor. Covers any crime, covers only treason and rebellion. Effect of acquittal of principal by direct participation and liability of principal by inducement. 1. Conspiracy is negated by the acquittal of the co-defendant. 2. One cannot be held guilty of instigating the commission of the crime without first showing that the crime has been actually committed by another. But if the one charged as principal by direct participation be acquitted because he acted without criminal intent or malice, it is not a ground for the acquittal of the principal by inducement. Principal by indispensable cooperation. Do so cooperate in the commission of the offense by another act without which it could not been accomplished. Requisite. Participation, number 1, participation in the criminal resolution. 2, cooperation throughout another act includes negligence. There is collective criminal reasonability when the offenders are criminally liable in the same manner and the same extent. The penalty is the same for all. There is individual criminal responsibility when there is no conspiracy. And that's all. Thank you.